Blissful afternoon, beautiful people. Listen, Dr. Julius GARVEY is on island today here in Grenada. And I'm telling you, that would have made the best footage. It would have given y'all live and direct. Y'all gonna have to forgive me for this one. I did not feel like driving 41 minutes up country, but I caught some of the footage. I would have loved to have been in the presence of, gracing the presence of the Honorable Marcus Garvey's son, Dr. Julius, honoring Malcolm X's mother. Y'all know the only reason I moved to this island, I mean, not the only reason, but the first recognition I had of, oh yes, because it was the ancestral home of Malcolm X's mother. Check out the footage, and then we'll talk about it.
Said the revolution was not going to be televised, and the revolution has continued. And it continued here in this country with Morris Bishop. And the revolution arrived, and the revolution was crushed. And it was crushed internally, and it was crushed externally by Reagan. But we're still in a time of revolution. Now we have Traore in Burkina Faso with another aspect of the revolution. But we see that the enemies of the revolution are alive and well. But this time we know that the revolution cannot be crushed, because history is on our side. And none of them can stop the time. Isn't that what one of our cultural heroes told us in Redemption Song? It's important for us. I want to take a moment to say something about our cultural heroes, because our cultural heroes are the ones that take the revolution to the people and help us to popularize the revolution, as Bob Marley did with Redemption Song. And he took the words of my father in a speech in Halifax, Nova Scotia in 1937, when he said, he told us that we must liberate our minds from mental slavery. Brother Bob took that and made that into Redemption Song. Kim Poole today exemplifies what our cultural heroes have to do to carry the story, to tell the history, and to continue to teach. And that's why we are here today, to carry on the revolution. And somebody said earlier on, what's the takeaway? What's the charge? The charge is to continue the revolution. It cannot stop. We are in continuous revolution because we have not achieved our goal. Our goal is the liberty and freedom of our people. Freedom from interference. Freedom from direction by others. Freedom to be ourselves. And freedom to institute African humanism as the new paradigm for the 21st century. So every day is Revolution Day. And every day when you wake up, you have to understand that you're an African. Every day that you wake up, you're not just a Grenadan. No, you're an African.
Uh-oh, say it
You're
again.
not just from Brooklyn. No, you're an African from Brooklyn.
Uh-oh.
You're not
Say
just
it
from
again.
Africa. You're an African from Africa.
Eh.
You're not just Nigerian.
Say it
Okay,
again.
You're an African. So that's the key to the revolution. We have to know we're Africans. We have to know, therefore, that we're one people. And we have to know, therefore, that we have to be united. United, we're strong. Divided, we're weak. United, we can conquer. Divided, the revolution will fail once again. So, I'm indeed pleased to be here with IBW and the delegation. This is a revolutionary step. It's a revolutionary moment as we honor one of our ancestors. And we make Grenada proud in honoring one of our ancestors. So I say, Brother Ron, thank you for what you're doing. You're a true revolutionary. You're carrying the revolution forward. And certainly we're here with Brother Ron, right? Absolutely. So, I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to make a long speech. I want to say that How pleased I am to be part of the revolution, to be continuing not something that my father started, but something that my father was a part of, something that Louis Little was a part of, something that Malcolm X was a part of, something that Morris Bishop was a part of, and something that we are all a part of. And it is our duty to carry the revolution forward. One God, one aim, one destiny, one love.
Garvey.
Dr. Garvey. Wow, did y'all check that out? So imagine slavery being over, because these are some of the things he talked about. He said slavery was over, and I forget the year. It was between 2 years, either that year or 4 years later. Y'all just watched it. And none of the slaves, which would be the locals, who were taken from Africa, dropped off here, the majority of them, we ain't talking about everybody, but for the ones that was dropped off, which was the majority, none be compensated, no lands, no money. And then half of the locals have to relocate, like migrate themselves just to create something. Well, they did us dirty, didn't they? And nobody yet to receive any reparations. And then they still want to know, well, what do they want? What do they want? Why are they still crying about reparations? Wow. So imagine that. Imagine being left with nothing. And then he talked about half of the locals here not even knowing that they're African. I ain't say it this time. I'm just saying he reminded the people that you're not Grenadan, you're African first. You're not Nigerian, you're African first. You can go here and separate yourself in all them sectors. This is why I love Traore, the president. Because we should be one. Nobody should be. When I lived in South Africa, I never heard of xenophobia. Xenophobia was when one African was killing the next. You're killing your own people. And I was asking them, why are y'all doing that? Because xenophobia was so big, we couldn't even travel at this time to like Joburg, Johannesburg, whatever. And I asked a couple of the teachers, I said, okay, they're relatively intelligent. They're educators. Why are the Nigerians killing the Ghanaians and burning down their shops? He said, because they come here and take our jobs. Take your jobs? Well, wait a minute. The Chinese and the Caucasian man over there, you down on your knees sucking his private parts. Who taking your jobs? Really? You see what they did to us? Anyway, Julius Garvey hit on these topics without hitting on them. They really did a number on us. The goal was to keep us separated, separate ourselves, put ourselves in all these different countries and classes and call ourselves something separate and different when we're all one. Grenadans call me African lady. They can't even identify that with themselves. You see that? Do you see that? He reminded us, he said, you're not Grenadian. You're African first. He understands your roots are laid here for years and years on. After you was dropped off and left with nothing, look around. We can see how they left us. Even though we've learned to appreciate it, and it shows us that we're survivors and we can withstand anything, but that's not the issue here. The issue is that every single one of us should have lands. The job ain't done. He said, I'm so honored to still be a part of the revolution. He talked about Morris Bishop, revolutionary. He talked about Malcolm X, revolutionary. So they're honoring his mother today, the ancestral home of Malcolm X's mother. When I seen that, I said, I'm moving to Grenada. Grenada just happened to be the place for me for the last 10 years, but that was it. And I moved right up St. David, where she had once lived. Yes, yes, and yes. So I'm excited. No, I didn't make it up country to actually, and I miss it every year. Because I heard they've been up there year after year. I just always missed it. And with this channel, that would have been perfect. But that's okay. We got some of the footage and we got the most important parts. The reminder that you're not African. I mean, you're not Grenadian. I mean, I understand even on my NIS card, it says nationality, Grenadian. I'm not allowing anybody to put no labels on me. I know who I am. Don't be calling me no English and all that stuff that y'all been calling me around here. No. Call me Africa. Call me African, that thing that lives inside of me. I may have been stolen, the culture, the religion, the tongue, all of it. But I'm clear about who I am. That's the one thing I'm clear about. And I hope y'all clear too. So I just wanted to share that. We did get the most important part. Love and respect. Please like, subscribe, and share. Take the journey with us, please. Have a blissful day.